practitioners. And since I know there are also representatives from all over the world, for example, as you have seen from many countries, but they were missing Australia and Ecuador, who are attending here as well. I know my words will be spread all over the globe as soon as we travel back home. My name is Sven Streit, I'm from Switzerland, and I'm the secretary of Vasco da Gama movement. Think globally and act locally. This is the Vasco da Gama movement's belief. We are the working party of Volca Europe for European GP trainees and junior doctors to create a European network where we have, since 6 years, every time Volca Europe meets a pre-conference. So every year, not only the Europe Council, our ruling body meets, no, we also invite every European College of General Practitioners, or if existent, its young GP organization, to send us some delegates to be a part of Vasco da Gama experience. In order to share experiences, inspire and nurture the future leaders of family medicine. Global health, primary care, and the role of young GPs. That was the topic we discussed during the pre-conference. Just after an outstanding speech of Professor Jan de Maasner from Belgium, he pointed out that it's not only important to see at the development goals report by United Nations, we don't only have to focus on HIV and vaccination, but also on preventing the emerging worldwide epidemic of non-communicable disease, and therefore primary care has to fight for. He also stressed that we need to develop a global partnership for development, since in many countries, such as my own Switzerland, the health system has become hospital-centralized, commercialized, and even worse, fragmented. We need to find a way back home. We need to find a way back to health equity, person-centered care, and community empowerment. And this not only in Africa, also in our own backyard in Europe. As he showed us, there is a slide, I will tell you as well. In Belgium, the healthy life expectancy for one with an education, like a basic education, is just 25 or 28 years. So if you stay healthy until 53, but anyone with a university degree stays healthy until 71. There is a gap of 18 years just because of education in Belgium, in the middle and in part of Europe. So, Vasco da Gama all over the world. How can we spread the word? The VDGM conference has a tremendous spin-off effect. The experience for young GPs to meet before a huge conference like this in Warsaw enables us to get in touch with colleagues from other countries. You talk about your health system, you ask about vocational training, you look for differences and finding common problems and solutions. Many of us became personal friends and stayed together during the whole main conference. And since Twitter is telling you where and when you have to meet, you will never get lost as a young GP during the main conference. So what did the pre-conference participants feedback us? Every working group presented a discussion on the pre-conference. So for example, this group presented it like that. They provided us a global view on global health, on the perspective of the doctors and the patients, on the level of individual, family, community, national and international work. While the other group asked themselves, what can I do for global health? And I think they will tell this good story of primary health care back home. But we don't have to lay back and let ourselves down. We have to think global health and act global health. And the other said, be nice, but be also strong. I might give you a short example of Switzerland, what VDGM did for Switzerland. In 2008, when I was attending the Volca Europe Conference in Istanbul, we were just a 2-year-old young GPs organizations with about 12 members. I spoke to a colleague from Czech Republic and she replied, don't bother, we went through the same some time ago. And I went back home and met with my friends, and soon we opened up a new webpage, which is very vital to get new members, and were able to organize our first Swiss Young GPs Congress this year in April. And our senior organization was and still is a big support, and I want to encourage you, dear colleagues of national colleges, to sit together with your young GPs, support them. And what you will get, I want to show you with a little video which we're going to play now. Since it's in German subtitles, I will make you subtitles. Can you please start the video back there? We are privileged to have the support by our national college. I know that. But therefore I stand in front of you, in front of Europe's general practitioners. And I ask you, think globally, act locally, and please support your future new GPs. You can help them found their own organization. You can support them to attend the Volca conference and therefore also the Vasco da Gama events, which are taking place just before and during the main conference. And as you do so, you not only get yourself help because you will have your own caring and experienced GP one day. No, you also enable the international organizations to grow. Look at the children of Volca family. Since 2004, 5 young GPs organizations have grown all over the world, as there is Vasco da Gama, the Raya Kumar movement, Bainakai for South America, Madonna for North America, and Spice Food for South Asia. Primary care needs also research. Therefore, we also wanted to encourage new researchers. We called for abstracts from junior researchers all over Europe, and we're very proud that this year we were able to give the first award, and the winner was Reto van Eijs from Belgium with the work fitness level test to aid of stress of depression management and primary care. Congratulations again. And while you take a seat on the flight or sit into the car or the train, I would please let me remind you this. After global thinking, act locally. Support junior GPs in your country. Bring them to Volca and Vasco da Gama movement. And I'm very happy that on behalf of the Europe Council, I thank you all for this closing lecture, but especially would like to thank Magda, our pre-conference manager from Poland. Magda, thank you very much for your great